Hi Aries, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your astrological report for the month of August 2022. If you could please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. We begin the month with a lot of explosive energy, very karmic and fated energy. Uranus, the planet of chaos and the unexpected, met up with the North Node of Destiny on July 31st at 18 degrees and 55 minutes of the fixed Earth sign of Taurus. And that is a very explosive and fated pairing. And with Uranus, it's very electric energy. In the sign of Taurus, it could bring unexpected weather patterns, earthquakes, explosions. It's very erratic, unpredictable energy, but it's also very enlightening. It can bring karmic opportunities out of the blue that can be very exciting and very illuminating. And for you, it occurred in your house of income, money, and what you value, your value system. And on August 1st, Mars, which rules your sign, also joins the party and sets this off. And that's a really rare alignment of the three, and again brings more of a fiery and unpredictable and impulsive energy to it. So know to lay low with that, but also it could be bringing you new ways to bring value to your life, to bring financial opportunities to your life. At the end of July, on July 28th, Jupiter, which is the planet of abundance and expansion, stationed retrograde at 8 degrees and 43 minutes of your sign, the cardinal fire sign of Aries. You feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after when an outer planet stations. For you, Jupiter's been transiting in your sign since May 10th. And this is a new 12-year cycle of opportunity and growth and expansion. It opens many doors for you, and it's very exciting, and it brings a lot of optimism too, and just good luck. Now is the time where you're in review period, and you feel it, in a sense, it's more exaggerated. Jupiter's more exaggerated right now because it's stationing retrograde, but it remains in your sign through October 28th. Then it dips back into the sign of Pisces, the last 2 degrees of Pisces, which does rule an ancient astrology, transiting in your 12th house of imagination and spirituality, really manifesting and magnetizing your dreams. Then Jupiter will re-enter your sign on December 20th. It will remain there through May 16th of next year, bringing more opportunity and expansion, opening many doors for you. So that is very exciting. But right now you're feeling the retrograde, so you may feel like, oh, I can't expand as much. But the thing you also want to bear in mind is later in the fall, Mars will retrograde on October 30th, 2 days after Jupiter leaves your sign. And Mars retrogrades once every 2 years. It will retrograde from October 28th through January 12th. And it's going to retrograde in Gemini, in your house of learning and thinking and communication. It will be out of bounds, which means it exceeds the sun's outer limits from October 22nd of this year through May 4th of next year, which is really insane because Mars being out of bounds will be quite fiery. But in Gemini, it's going to be all over the map, and it's going to remain in the sign of Gemini through March 23rd. So it's going to be there a long time. So we have a lot to work with all of this. So in the beginning of the month, on August 1st, Mars meets up with Uranus. Can be very chaotic energy. People could be fired up. It could be accident-prone energy, and people could be very hard to control. So just know that they could be explosive. So try to lay low because Mars does rule your sign. In the same vein, because Uranus is combined with the North Node of Karma in your house of money and income. Again, there could be very exciting opportunities that come in out of the blue for you to make money. So that is exciting. On August 2nd, Venus, which is transiting in Cancer, in your house of home, family, and emotional foundation. Venus forms a helpful aspect to Uranus, the planet of innovation, and that could be exciting for spending time with relatives, having a reunion, fixing up your place, but also very innovative energy for making money and opportunities that come in for you out of the blue. With Venus transiting at the bottom of your chart in your house of home and emotional security, this is good for fixing up your environment, fixing up your place, decorating, and also getting your needs met. The Sun and Mercury are both transiting in the fixed fire sign of Leo in your house of romance and creativity. And this is good if you're single, for meeting people, good for romantic opportunities, and good for having fun. On August 4th, Mercury, the planet of communication, enters the mutable earth sign of Virgo, where it will be through August 25th in your house of work and health and daily routine. And this is excellent for getting organized, for focusing on a fitness routine or a nutrition program. And Mercury rules the sign of Virgo and loves being there. On August 7th, Venus, the planet of love and value, forms a beautiful aspect to Neptune, and that's very romantic and creative energy, very good for you for tapping into the unconscious mind and for creative pursuits. Later that day, Mars squares Saturn. That's not so romantic. That can feel like a block, and it can feel frustrating. And so just recognizing that that energy is also happening. And then on August 8th, the Sun forms a helpful aspect to Chiron, the wounded healer, good for healing energy, good for tapping into doing healing work, but that will be needed because late on the 8th Pacific Daylight Time and early on the 9th Eastern Daylight Time, Venus, the planet of love, money, and what you value, opposes Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, also the planet of power. And for you, Venus is transiting in the house of family. Pluto's transiting at the top of your chart in your house of career. So there could be power plays with relatives or at your workplace with your boss conceivably. It could definitely be challenging on relationships. There could be breakups with that energy. So knowing that that's kind of a challenging aspect around partnerships. On August 11th, there's a lot happening that day. So the Sun squares Uranus, which could feel a little anxious, but could be exciting, but could feel like you drank too much coffee. Then Venus, the planet of love and money, enters the sign of Leo in your house of romance and love affairs and fun, and it will be there through September 5th. So again, great for romantic opportunities, good for socializing, good for having some fun. On the same day, Mars, which rules your sign, forms a helpful aspect to Neptune, the planet of dreams. Good for being creative in your actions, good for spiritual practice. Then there is a full moon that occurs at 9:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 19 degrees and 21 minutes of the fixed air sign of Aquarius. And that falls in your house of friends and groups and community. Now, this full moon sets off for Saturn, the planet of structure, karma, and responsibility, has been transiting since March, early March of this year. And it will be going back and forth 19 degrees of Aquarius through the beginning of December of this year. So March through December. So kind of figuring out what we've all been dealing with since Saturn has been in this area of Aquarius. So releasing the challenges. It's been very chaotic. The new age of Aquarius has just been everything. It's been all this upheaval, but also releasing the blocks to figure out how we move ahead, because Saturn will only be in Aquarius in your house of community, networking, social media, and friends through March 7th of next year. And how do we really build with the Saturn lesson? That's where Saturn wants us to focus. And then let's see here. And then on August 14th, let's see, the Sun opposes Saturn. That could feel a bit draining or pressured. You could feel a little tired with that energy. It could be a little challenging with friends, nothing major. It could be a turning point where you have to make a decision. On August 16th, very innovative energy, good for planning meetings professionally, good for socializing. Mercury, the planet of communication, forms a beautiful trine. That's an aspect of flow and opportunity to Uranus, the planet of innovation. And Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury, so very brilliant energy for brainstorming and partnering with others intellectually. On August 18th, the two benefics of the sky are in harmony. Venus, the planet of love, forms a beautiful trine to Jupiter, which is transiting in your sign, the planet of expansion and abundance. Great for socializing, great for financial opportunities, great for her just feeling good. On August 20th, that's a big day to keep in mind, because Mars, the planet of action and drive and the ruler of your sign, enters the mutable air sign of Gemini, where it will be until March 23rd of next year. And again, it's going to retrograde on October 30th at 25 degrees of Gemini in your house of local community, networking, learning, teaching, and gathering information. And Mars will be in Gemini from August 20th through March 23rd. That's a long time. So for you, you really want to use the energy. If you want to go back to school, if you need to take workshops, if you need to take a marketing class, if you have your own business, the third house is really good for commerce and sales and marketing, but it's also about gathering information, teaching. Maybe you want to teach a class, maybe you want to be on a podcast, whatever it is. Get it in motion soon, because Mars will enter its shadow on September 3rd, which is over Labor Day weekend, and that will be the degree at which it stations direct on January 12th, at 8 degrees of Gemini. So, it's still, you have to work with what you have to work with. And so I would not launch something new altogether when Mars is actually retrograde, which is again October 30th through January 12th. But in early September, Mars will be entering its shadows. Things are slowing down. If you need to do something, still do it. The earlier, the better. If you're able to launch it in the summertime, in August, early September, even better. But know that by the end of October, if you're launching something new altogether, I don't recommend that when Mars is retrograde. And again, it's also going to be out of bounds, which means it does not play by the rules from October 22nd through May 4th of next year. That's a long time. So it's strong Mars energy for all of us in Gemini, which is very scattered energy, very cerebral energy, but can go in many different directions. And it's difficult to make decisions when Mars is in Gemini. So got big decisions, try to make them now. And let's see, on August 21st, Mercury opposes Neptune. That could be confusing. There could be misunderstandings, possibly a bit of challenges or deception at work. On August 22nd, Mercury makes an excellent aspect to Pluto. That is up-leveling energy, good for feeling empowered. And let's see, Mercury makes a good aspect to Pluto, and the Sun enters Virgo, the mutable Earth sign of Virgo, through September 22nd. In your house of work and daily routine, the Sun will be lighting that area up, shining in your work and in what you're trying to achieve. On August 24th, another big headliner. Uranus, the planet of chaos and upheaval, retrogrades at 18 degrees and 55 minutes of the fixed earth sign of Taurus. And you feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after in your house of income and money and value system. And, you know, on the collective, again, Uranus can cause earthquakes and erratic weather patterns. It can be very chaotic. There could be issues with electricity or technology. Uranus does rule technology. It is the modern ruler of Aquarius, and it can be very shocking around, you know, that energy of that planet gets exaggerated when it stations direct or retrograde. So now Uranus is retrograde, so we're feeling that intensity. On August 25th, let's see, Mercury enters the cardinal air sign of Libra in your house of relationships and partnerships, where it will be through September 23rd. Good for meeting people, good for partnering professionally, a lot of focus on your partnerships in every capacity. And Mercury is an air sign. It's very good in Libra for getting things done, cardinal air. And then on August 26th, Venus, the planet of love and money, squares Uranus. That could bring unexpected financial opportunities, unexpected romantic meetings, but it could be chaotic with romantic situations too. Could be a little fun, I think, ultimately. On August 27th, there is a, let's see, a new moon that occurs at 4 degrees and 4 minutes of the mutable earth sign of Virgo at 4:17 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your house of work and routine. Excellent for planting new seeds and doing the law of abundance for new work opportunities. If you want to lose weight or get in shape or have a nutrition program in mind, excellent for launching new ideas around that. And Mars squares Saturn that day, and that can feel, or no, the Sun squares Mars, that can feel a bit challenging, but the new moon energy is strong. And then on August 28th, Venus opposes Saturn, and that could feel challenging with romantic relationships or friendships. So that could conceivably cause breakups or just tension with relationships, not the most fun energy. On August 29th, the North Node of Destiny forms a semi-sextile to Chiron, the wounded healer. That could stir up the wounds, and Chiron is transiting in your sign, but this is good for doing healing work. And again, you have Jupiter, the luckiest planet, on your side until the end of October. Even though it's retrograde, it's still in your first house of new beginnings. What do you want to do to expand, and how do you want to soar? I wish you a lot of luck, Aries, and thank you very much.